If you're thinking about getting a footrest for your office but have no idea which one to choose, stick around because today I'm showing you the 7 best options available in Europe right now. And look, this isn't just a nice to have. Most desks are designed for people around 6'1", so if you're shorter and adjust your chair to type comfortably, your feet end up dangling. The pressure from the seat edge cuts off your circulation and your back pays the price. A footrest solves this problem at the root. I've left all the links in the description so you can go straight to whichever one catches your eye. Let's get into it. We're starting with the Eureka Ergonomic, and I'll tell you straight away, this is the tank of footrests. While most of the market uses cheap plastic, Eureka has gone with a solid steel frame that handles absolutely everything you throw at it. The tilt mechanism goes from 0 to 20 degrees and works with a friction system that lets you adjust the angle without pressing any buttons or levers. You simply push with your feet and it stays exactly where you leave it. This is brilliant for those small ankle movements that activate the calf muscle pump and keep your blood circulating throughout those long work sessions. The surface has a rubberized massage-style texture that grips fantastically even with socks. And best of all, it's completely silent. No creaking or squeaking plastics whatsoever. If you work in a shared space or record videos like I do, this is absolute gold. The only downside is the maximum height sits around 13 centimeters, so if you're quite short and your desk is very high, you might need something that goes higher. Imagine you're a video editor or gamer spending 8 hours straight sitting down. In those tense moments where you press your feet against the floor without even realizing, the Eureka holds up like a champion without bending or moving a single millimeter. Next up is the NGS Footnest, the classic you'll find in any corporate office, and there's a reason for that. The platform is massive, almost 45 centimeters wide, which lets you place your feet with your knees naturally apart without feeling cramped. It's made from rigid plastic with a granulated surface full of bumps that give you spectacular grip if you're wearing shoes. Mind you, if you go barefoot or wear thin socks, those bumps can feel a bit hard after a long while. The tilt adjusts from 0 to 15 degrees manually and the system is fairly basic but effective. Compared to the Eureka, you don't get that floating rocking motion here, it's more of a set it and forget it situation. For the office manager who needs to equip 20 workstations without complications, the NGS is the safe choice. It wipes clean with a cloth, it's hygienic for sharing between shifts, and it meets all ergonomic standards without any frills. Moving on to the Emzamoon, which tries to compete by packing everything into one product. It has 6 height levels, folds away for storage, and some versions include massage rollers. Sounds great on paper, but there's a small issue. By making it foldable, the structure has plastic hinges that become weak points. If you're the type who pushes the footrest hard or constantly changes posture, those clips can end up giving way. However, and this is important, if you work from different locations or need something you can throw in a backpack, there's nothing comparable. It's the only one on this list that fits in a drawer when you're done. For the digital nomad working from cafes, hotels, or co-working spaces, the Emzamoon solves a problem the others don't even consider. Just be clear about it, treat it gently, and don't use it as a step. Now let's talk about the Fellows 48121, which has been on the market for decades and takes a different approach. It's made with 95% recycled plastic, so if sustainability matters to you, that's an extra point there. But what really sets it apart is its free rocking mechanism. The platform moves with barely any resistance, like a swing for your feet. This encourages what ergonomists call active sitting because your ankles and calves are constantly making micro adjustments. It's like a fidget spinner for your legs that helps burn nervous energy while you work. Now, it does have a known flaw you should know about. The pivots are plastic against plastic, and over time they start to squeak. The solution is ridiculously simple, a bit of dry soap or silicone spray, and it's good as new, but it's something you need to do every now and then. If you've got restless legs and spend the day moving your feet, the Fellows channels that energy productively. For anyone looking for something static to just rest their feet on, it's not the best option. Next is the Huanuo, the height specialist. It offers 3 positions at 4.3, 5.5, and up to 17 centimeters. That's significantly higher than the Eureka or the Fellows. If you're under 1.62 meters and work at a standard desk, this is probably the only one that actually works for you because the others simply don't go high enough. It also has a 30-degree tilt range in both directions, and the surface combines geometric bumps with fairly large central rollers that work wonderfully for massaging the arch of your foot if you go barefoot. The downside is that heavily textured surface collects dust, hair, and crumbs like a magnet. You need to vacuum it with a brush attachment every few weeks if you want to keep it presentable. For the shorter person working from home without shoes, using a dining table that's always higher than a normal desk, the Huanuo solves a mathematical problem other footrests simply cannot. Then we have the Fila, a completely different proposition altogether. Instead of plastic or metal, it's a block of high-density memory foam covered in soft fabric. While hard footrests conduct cold from the floor and create pressure points on your heels, the foam acts as thermal insulation and distributes weight evenly across your entire foot. If you work in a basement or a cold room, your feet will absolutely notice the difference straight away. The design is teardrop shaped and you can use it two ways. With the flat side down, you get a stable ramp, but flip it over and it becomes a rocker. The cover is removable and machine washable, something no plastic footrest offers you. Mind you, being foam, it's lighter, and on slippery floors it can move about more than you'd like. For the streamer, programmer, or content creator spending 10 hours a day in socks, the Fila transforms the space under your desk into something almost cozy. We're closing with the Mimzeroni in wood, which is basically a proper piece of furniture. It's built from solid wood with a rocking chair-style design that moves in a perfect arc. There are no plastic parts that can break and no mechanisms to squeak. It's solid, beautiful, and looks spectacular in an office with Nordic or mid-century modern style where a chunk of black plastic completely clashes. The rocking motion is very smooth and natural, almost hypnotic. You do need to be careful if you have parquet or laminate flooring because the wooden rails can scratch it. You absolutely must put felt pads on the base. It's also important to know there's no height adjustment, it is what it is, so you need to check the dimensions work for you before buying. For the executive, designer, or architect who has invested in an oak desk and a Herman Miller chair, the Mizerone is the only footrest that matches the aesthetic level of the rest of the furniture. Right, let's recap. If you want bomb-proof durability and wear shoes, the Eureka Ergonomic with its steel frame is unbeatable. If you need to equip several workstations with something reliable, the NGS Footnest is the standard for a reason. If you move between different work locations, the foldable Mzamoon is your option. If you've got restless legs, the Fellows with its free rocking channels that energy. If you're under 1.60 m and need height, the Huanuo is the only one that truly works. If you work barefoot and prioritize comfort, the Fila foam is fantastic. And if your office is your aesthetic sanctuary, the Mizerone in wood is the piece that completes the set. All the links are in the description. Pick the one that fits you best and power through those work hours without wrecking your back. If you found this video useful, subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.